Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, part of The Furniture with me, Daniel. It's Season 2, Episode 2, and today we've got a big doubleheader with Torquay United as we play Chesterfield at home, followed by Dover away. As always, if you are new to the channel, subscribe for daily Football Manager content from 2 FM19 stories. And if you're new to this series, then click on the eye above to catch up right from the beginning. So obviously 2 important games. You can see from the league table we're still unbeaten. Chesterfield are one of the more reputable sides in this league. It's not long ago they were actually in League 1 in real life. And Dover obviously is a bit more of a heartfelt thing for us. For those of you who have been following me right from the start, you'll know that in FM18 in the Head Coach series I had 3 years at Dover. My longest stint at any club to date on YouTube. And I've had a quick look at their squad off camera and they've still got 2 of the stars, Mitch Walker and Mitch Brundle, who were such key players for us at that club. So I'm looking forward to seeing them again in this alternate reality. But obviously since the last episode we've got 3 more results as well. After our fantastic 4-1 win against Aldershot on the first day, with so many of our new signings getting their debuts and starring in that game, the goals have dried up a little bit since, but we've stayed very solid defensively, and as a result we've managed to pick up results even when we've not been playing very well. So immediately after we won 2-1 at Solihull Moors, this was a completely different game to Aldershot. It was very even, and although we did have more clear-cut chances, it was all about being solid and seeing the game out. We came from a goal down early on, Kennedy got his first of the season, and Jack Payne was a star again in midfield. So at that point I was absolutely bubbling with excitement and thinking we were going to run away and win the league again. But I have been brought back down a little bit now, just to understand that the top half finish is a good result for us this year, and maybe sneaking into the playoffs is achievable. But we're certainly not going to win the title with the lack of firepower at times. Against Maidstone we drew 1-1 at home, we relied on an own goal in that one. We were really poor, we got outplayed, but Maidstone are one of the top half teams for this year, so it's no shame in getting a draw against them. Perhaps more importantly, it was a Tuesday night and we managed to keep the attendance nearer 3,000, which will certainly help us financially. And then in the last game we went away to Fylde. They've had a poor start to this season, but they're a good club and are expected to be up in the top half again. So not the easiest of starts based on the 4 games we've had. But again, we got a solid 0-0 draw. We played really well. And looking at Fylde's attendance sort of puts into perspective where we are compared to these teams. If we look at Solihull's as well, 1,500 again. So we're getting double the gate of these teams. And once that starts to recover our finances, we might be able to push on a little bit more. Unfortunately, we've still not been able to bring Alex Bass in. If we have a look, we have made 1 signing since the last episode. And again, for those of you who have been with the channel from the start, it's another familiar name. We've got the centre-half Tyler, who we had in our Golden Generation save with Stockport County. It was our FM18 Touch Challenge, a 1-year series, and he was an absolute star in that. So hopefully he'll do the same again. He's only been brought in as the 4th choice for now, but at 20 years of age, he's got plenty of development left in him, and I've no doubt he'll be a really good player for us. He's very strong physically, and he's got all the attributes you need in other areas. It's just about improving a couple of the key ones, such as marking and positioning. So we've got him working on that in training, but that's not to worry about today. All that's important for us is that we get into this game and get ourselves a result, keep the unbeaten run going and keep the confidence high. Sendleswhite and Mumba are both on their way back, but not quite fit yet. But for today it means it's a fairly settled lineup. We've got Billy O'Brien in goal, Hume and White are the fullbacks with Sokolic and Williams in the middle. Williams has been an absolute man-mountain for us. He did have a poor game in the last one, but the first 3 was absolutely excellent. And as a young centre-half, we've got to expect there's going to be little bits of inconsistency. We've got Berkovic coming in on the left wing with Edwards-John keeping his place on the right. Walker's still deputising in the middle for Mumba alongside Payne. And we've got Foy and Kennedy up front. Scrimshaw's knocking on the door. He hasn't scored since that first game, but he has been lively whenever he's come on. Sam Kelly's had a little bit of poor form in the last couple of games, so that's why we're giving Berkovic a try. Bartram drops out and Tyler comes onto the bench because he can play centre-half and decently at right-back too. But let's get into the first game. We haven't changed anything tactically. We've got to give a squad number to Tyler as well. We'll give him number 30. He's not going to be a key man this year, but if he develops well, hopefully next season he might be able to be a sub-player. Ideally in the Football League, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves yet. It's a 4-3-3 again we're playing against. Our opposition seems to be playing with that formation almost every week, and we're getting quite accustomed to it, so I have no complaints. We're going to tell them to do it for the fans, and we'll get into the game to see what we can pull off in this one. Foy's got it to Kennedy from our kickoff out to Berkovic. Hopefully we'll be able to spring an early attack and surprise them. Payne gets it out to Berkovic on the left. Berkovic is beating his man down the line and tries to cross, but it deflects behind for a corner. It's Chesterfield with a throw in the left back area. They've thrown it into Keane back to Brown. And now they're coming over halfway line with Weir. But Walker intercepts brilliantly for Payne. And Sokolik goes over the top, but Foy's never getting there. Edwards-John trying to make something happen on the right hand side. We remember how good he was in the last episode. Not quite reached those heights since, but have still been very solid. So hopefully he can produce a big performance today. With Berkovic on the left, there is one other reason I like him. And I've got a bit of a soft spot for him. It's not really a good reason I can explain as we have a throw-in on the left. It's just that my beloved Luton Town used to have a player in the mid-2000s called Ahmet Berkovic on the wing. And he was absolutely brilliant. And Berkovic's name just reminds me of it. So that makes me smile. But nothing else other than that. And nothing he's done on the pitch yet that makes me have a soft spot for him. But hopefully that will come in time this season. And with 15 minutes gone, it's been a bit of a nothing game so far. It's Chesterfield with a throw on the right. They get it into Wakefield, who's unopposed in the box. And Billy O'Brien's forced into making a brilliant save down to his right to keep it at 0-0. But the corner comes in and the danger's not over yet. Wakefield's corner's headed away by the man mounting. It is Williams. Keane's got the ball again 30 yards out for Weir. Weir's got the time to get it into Wakefield, but his shot's blocked. And now Kennedy can bring it away for us on the counter. He's gone back to Hume and Berkovic, and the highlight ends before we get to see what happens. But Hume gets it down the line again and loses out. Berkovic is struggling a little bit on the left so far, so it might not be long before Sam Kelly's back in the team. Brown crosses in from the left to McFarlane, but his head is straight at Billy O'Brien. But it's the first time at home that we've looked this bad, and we've been completely outplayed so far, in all honesty. It's a long clearance by Chesterfield, which Sokolik wins. Kennedy finds Foy, and if we can nick one when we don't deserve it, that would be great. Walker gets it out to Edwards-John into Foy, and we've done exactly that. The first man to get a second goal of the season. We had 6 players on 1 goal before this one, but Foy's changed that now. And with 25 minutes gone, we're 1-0 up, completely against the run of play. Rowley's had a header again from a Chesterfield set piece, but it's wide. And with our only shot on target in the match, we've taken the lead. You can see the other team we drew at home to, Maidstone, are top at the moment, as White blocks that free kick. Payne gets it away to Foy, and now we're countering. There's 3 or 4 up with him. Walker's got the ball. He's gone for a wild effort. I don't know why. There were 2 men running off to his left, but it was a little bit greedy from Walker. Maidstone are above us, so we've got no complaints about that draw. We said it was probably a good result in hindsight. It was just a slightly poor performance. Dover were up in that top 8 as well, so there's someone we're going to have to look out for in the next game. But we've got to keep our eyes on this one for now, because it's certainly not been comfortable. Payne gets the ball to Edwards-John, who tries to go over the top, but it's blocked. Wakefield gets the ball down the left to Rowley, and Chesterfield have got another crossing opportunity, but they go back to Brown and Wakefield. We're on the edge. His shot's blocked, I think, by his own man, and after a couple of kicks and rebounds, it's Williams to clear. Kennedy gets it over the top for Foy. He's into the right-hand side of the box, but has been dragged wide, and now he's got it to Edwards-John. Back to White, who crosses again, but is cleared away at the front post by Ward. But we've finally got a bit of pressure, and the highlight ends with us still 1-0 up. White with a corner, which Berkovic loses out. Kennedy's got the ball on the edge of the box, coming in from that angle on the left, but his shot is poor in the end. We keep getting alerts to close people down, but if it means we go into the break ahead, I'll have no complaints. There we go then, we have held on till half time. It's completely against the run of play, but we lead 1-0 and we'll have no complaints about the result so far, although we won't be particularly happy about the performance. We'll tell them not to get complacent because it's been a poor game and realistically we could easily be 2 or 3 down at this rate. Williams has got the ball from the long clearance. He goes over the top, but it's straight to Barry, the right back for Chesterfield. And he's got acres and acres of space to bring it away. His long clearance goes straight to Williams, though. And Keith Keane, another former Luton player, with a big long clearance over. We're 5 minutes into the second half now. O'Brien with a big long clearance down the field for us. The header away falls straight for Payne out to Edwards-John on the right. He tries to get it in behind, but again it's been poor. He's not done too well today, Edwards-John, although he's still got the second best rating for any player on our pitch. McFarlane's going for the long ball, but White brings it down comfortably for Payne. Edwards-John in behind for Foy. He's got Kennedy in the middle if he can find him. Foy forced backwards into White at the right back area, and he's been challenged, but it's behind for a corner, although the foul has been given in the end, and Weir may get a yellow card for that. We're going to see what happens. It's a straight red. I had no idea that was coming. It looked a yellow, but definitely not a red. The ball's in from the wide area. Hume's going to get there at the back post, finds Kennedy. Kennedy out to White again, who's going to deliver. White back to Edwards-John. His shot's blocked. Again, he was a little bit slow. And I don't know why he's got that good rating, because he's not been particularly good when we've seen highlights of him. Wakefield with the long ball forward, but we clear it away comfortably. Foy holds it up for Walker into Kennedy. Kennedy 30 yards out to Foy. He's got a man over on the right. It's Edwards-John into Walker. Good save, but it falls straight back to Matt Foy, who is very quickly becoming the star of this club. Matt Foy with the second goal of the game. We're 2-0 up, despite the fact we've been outplayed, and we're now playing 10 men, so hopefully this second half will be comfortable. Edwards-John gets the assist, and that means that we definitely won't be taking him off now. Wakefield into Rowley, and his shot's blocked. We've got an in-swinging corner from White, headed away by Ward out to Kennedy. Kennedy gets the ball to White again on that left. He finds Berkovitz. Berkovitz back to Payne on the edge of the box, turns and shoots, but Anion saves it comfortably to his left, and it's still 2-0 with just 20 minutes to go. Let's make those subs then. There's only just under 15 minutes left. Brad Walker's a little bit tired, so we'll bring on the youngster Ollie Inca. Berkovitz hasn't had the best game, so we'll bring Sam Kelly on, and Scrimshaw will get another run out for Kennedy, and we'll switch Foy into the advance role and try and get him his hat-trick. Let's get back into it and see out the rest of this game. A really solid performance in the second half, although it has been against 10 men, but we were lucky enough to be ahead at the break, and it seems to have done the trick for us. Williams passed it forward to Ollie Inca. Ollie Inca out to the left to Kelly. Kelly's got the overlap, but he's not used him. He's taken the man himself. Crosses for Scrimshaw, but his header's down at the keeper's left-hand side, and Anion makes the save in the end. There's a lot of experience in that Chesterfield team, but they can't do anything about us today. Now we've got our first problem of the season, I think. Edwards-John's been brought off injured, and I hope it's not a bad one. For the last few minutes, we haven't got a sub, so it's going to be 10 aside. Scrimshaw can play out there just about, and Matt Foy absolutely can't. So we're going to bring Scrimshaw to the right-hand side, and we'll put Foy back as that pressing forward on his own, just to see out the last few minutes with a bit of high pressure. What we're also going to do is we're going to change some of our mentalities, particularly in transition. We're going to slow the pace down when the keeper's got it. We're also going to be more disciplined and time waste, because we don't want any more knocks and we don't want to do anything to throw this game away. So we're just going to be sensible for now, like we have in the last couple of games where it's been clear we've only been able to get a point, and hopefully it will see us across the line. We've got another throw on the left with Hume. Hume finds Kelly the substitute, back to Payne. Payne to Kelly again, back to Payne. He's got so much time and he just goes out to Hume again. Wonderful crossing which is headed away by Maguire. Scrimshaw on the edge to Ollie Inca. Back out to White on the right hand side. His cross is blocked to Ollie Inca, but for the longer we've got possession, the happier we are. Williams loses out in the air though, and this one could be problematic. Williams has got drawn to the ball and it's left Williams free in the box, but luckily the Chesterfield forward wasted it, and now it's our corner with just 15 seconds to go. Scrimshaw on the edge goes out to White, a clever pass. Evans heads it away for Chesterfield, but it's straight to Ollie Inca. Payne's got the ball out to the left to Hume, and we're just waiting for the whistle to go now, as Kelly has the ball again on the left to Payne, and there is the whistle. It's a 2-0 win. Back to winning ways after a couple of poor results. And most importantly, after 5 games, we're unbeaten in this league and are looking well on course for a top 7 spot this season. We'll be happy with them because in the second half they were so professional, and Matt Foy is getting amongst the goals again. The only worry for the second of this doubleheader is if Edwards-John's got a bad knock. Let's go and look at what they've said about the game and get news of that injury. It's just 2 to 3 weeks, so that's not too bad at all. We thought it was going to be worse initially. We've beaten 10-man Chesterfield, but we were already ahead when I had the man sent off, so no complaints from them in that regard, and we finished with 10 as well. Foy got a couple of goals, so we're going to give him plenty of praise. He's still only a loan player, don't forget, until the end of this season, so we want to try and get him afterwards. If we have a look at him, he's just a solid player across the board, and he continues to improve, which is something that really impresses us. The fact that he can play in both of the forwards roles makes him so important, because he can cover for injuries on either side, or if the other player's having a poor game, and we've only got one certain type of striker on the bench. He's got 28 and 38 in the league for us now, and there is absolutely no doubts that he's been one of the best signings for us so far. So a very positive start to this episode, and we'll be back in a second for a reunion with Dover, who featured on this channel heavily in FM18. Let's get into this second game against Dover then, just 2 days later, so there's going to be a few changes. Let's have a look at the odds with very slight favourites, but let's be honest, that's pretty much even Stevens. Dover are 9th, we're 5th. Just 3 points in it, and this is sure to be a really exciting game. Dover are a club I obviously know very well from the head coach in FM18. And a few of those players, as we've mentioned, are still here. So it's going to be a lovely reunion for me with those, even though we're in a completely different reality. So let's look at the team we've got out for today. As I've said, lots of changes. Williams is absolutely knackered. Neither Mumba or Sendles White are fit enough yet. Berkovitz wasn't quite fit. Denver Hume's not fit enough either. Obviously, we had an injury to Edwards John on the right, and Darren White, our usual right back's away on international duty. So it doesn't leave much of our first choice team, but we're going to carry on regardless. We've still got Billy O'Brien in goal, the replacement fullbacks are O'Sullivan and Barthram, with Tyler coming in alongside Sokolik in the middle. Kelly and Ballin are backing on the wings, with Payne and Walker keeping their places in the middle, and Foy and Kennedy remain up front. Hopefully they'll be the deadly duo for us today. Let's get straight into it and see if we can get another good result. To be honest, we just want to stay unbeaten. We know this is tough, and if we can get a point, we'll be happy. You can see they've got Mitch Walker in goal. They've got Brundle centre midfield, Josh Passley at right back. Essen we had at the club, although we didn't get on particularly well with him. And I know we didn't have him in our Dover save, but Josh McCoy, he used to play for Luton. So he's a player I know quite well as well, a Northern Irish international. We're just going to encourage the boys, see if they can get a decent result. Hopefully, if nothing else, we'll have a fitness advantage. With the exception of the two centre midfielders and Sokolik, everyone's marked as match fit. So hopefully, as the game wears on, we'll get a bit of an advantage. We're at Dover's ground, and I tell you what, they must have had an upgrade in FM, because they've got a big screen TV in the corner there, and I'm not sure I've seen that at many National League clubs. But they've scored within a minute. Stuart Lewis from the corner puts it in, completely unmarked. It's really poor. Nearly 10 minutes gone and Walker gets it out to Balling on the right. Balling with a crossing which Essen takes off the keeper's head. Brad Walker gets Kelly in, but he takes too long and his shot in the end's blocked. But it was our first effort of the match and it's behind for a corner kick. Barthram taking it from the left-hand side. Foy loses out in the air and it's going to go as far as Bobson Balling. Balling's gone inside to Sokolik, who goes long over the top. I have no idea why Sokolik's staying back from the corners. Something must have preset since we last set the tactics up. Balling's beating his man on the right and crosses towards Kennedy, but it's headed away. McCoy knocks it further on, and the highlight ends before we can do any more damage. They've got a throw on the left-hand side now to Effiong. Effiong finds Mitch Brundle, their star man, in the middle. He finds Patterson on the left into Allen, takes a touch, but his shot's blocked, and Kelly can bring it away. But we're still yet to have a shot on target after nearly 20 minutes, and I'm starting to get very unhappy about this. O'Sullivan with the throw into Kelly. Back to O'Sullivan again, into Foy. He can't finish it this time. We're going to start shouting at him. We're going to demand more. It's an in-swinging corner from Barthram, which is headed away. Kennedy gets it back out to Barthram on the left. He's only found Patterson, who clears it to Allen. And now Dover are countering us again. They've got Effiong free in the middle, but Sokolik makes a fantastic challenge. And O'Sullivan's clearance gets Foy in one-on-one into the box. But Mitch Walker's the hero this time as he tips it behind. It's good to see that his reflexes haven't changed since last year's game. Barthram with an outswinger this time. Brad Walker gives away a silly free kick. Just over half an hour gone. Can we make the most of a corner at last? We can't. It's cleared away as far as Kennedy. Kennedy back to Tyler. Long ball over to absolutely no one. But Passley's clearance is poor only as far as Walker. Walker to Jack Payne, who's challenged on the edge of the box by Lewis, the goal scorer, and it's cleared away. But it's us bringing it forward again. We're all over them now. We've suddenly found our stride, as Payne gets the ball out to the right-hand side to Barthram. Barthram finds Bobson Balling, who beats his man again. Goes back inside to Payne, finds Walker, but his shot from the edge of the box is charged down. They've got it on the right-hand side again, Dover. Brundle's got the ball on halfway but loses it to Balling. He gets Foy in behind first time. He's just tried to chip the keeper there from 8 yards with the keeper staring him down. He's just tried to chip Mitch Walker. What a ridiculous finish by Foy. Balling wins the ball out to Walker. Payne on the edge of the box. His shot's wasted and over the bar. I'm absolutely amazed at that finish. Why he tried to chip him from there, I don't know. As I'm recording this, Morata did the same thing a few days ago in the Premier League. It just does my head in when they try and chip when the keeper's only a yard in front. Balling's got the ball again on the right. His long ball's aimless and only goes as far as Passley. McCoy gets it up to Effiong in the box for Dover. His ball back to Patterson. McCoy, and we're 2-0 down. Our first defeat of the season's coming, and it just had to be Dover, didn't it? 2-0 on the stroke of half-time, and it's going to be a long road back into this one. There is the half-time whistle. It's been really poor. We've had 2 clear-cut chances to their none, but unfortunately we've tried to chip the keeper with ours because Matt Foy's being stupid today. We're going to tell them how disappointed we are. We're going to get aggressive as well. We want a much better performance. This is by far the worst we've seen on or off camera this season, and probably one of the worst we've seen in the entire story so far. Balling's got the ball on the right to Payne. Payne goes back out. He's just passed it out for a throw. It's not going to be our day, is it? It really is not going to be our day when that sort of thing's happening. 5 minutes into the second half, and we're going to think about changes already. I don't know if I can be much more patient based on this. We're 10 minutes in now, so let's make them. Berkovic on for Kelly. Macau Kennedy comes off for Scrimshaw. And the other one, we're tempted to take Barthram off, but we haven't got a sub. So we're going to take Jack Payne off instead for Ollie Inca. Ollie Inca comes on as the playmaker, and we'll just leave it like that for now. O'Brien with a goal kick for us, long over the top. He's got a great kick, to be fair to him. Scrimshaw tries to get on the edge of it, but there's no one there. Tyler wins the ball back for Ollie Inca, gives it away to McCoy again, and Tyler's chasing. Tyler goes back to the goalkeeper. No, he doesn't. He clears it to the right back Barthram. Ollie Inca with a long ball over. Scrimshaw's in one-on-one. Can he put it away? He's challenged. A great recovery tackle by Norte. And unfortunately, it's behind for a corner kick. Ollie Inca with an outswinging corner. Again finds no one. Passley heads away. It's a free header for him. And we're really missing Reece Williams' height in the box. It's Dover in the right back position with McCoy. Great ball out to Brundle. Brundle gets it in behind to Effiong. He's in one-on-one. Sokolic with a fantastic tackle. He seems to be the only man back there putting some effort in today. And Dover have got another corner on the right. Their ball's headed away by Bobson Balling. Falls to McCoy and out to Allen. McCoy's been one of the star men for them, to be fair. And now they've won a penalty as well. I guess the ball bounced into the net, so it's not too bad. But Brad Walker gives it away. And it's going to be 3, is it? No, what a save that is. I tell you what, all jokes aside, that is the best animation I've seen from a Football Manager penalty. Great save from the keeper down to his left. And Tyler clears the corner away for a throw-in. We've been so poor, and unfortunately it's not going to make a difference. We are going to tell them to show some passion now. Hopefully we'll get some sort of reaction out of them. Foy's got the ball on the counter to Scrimshaw. Beats his man and shoots. Hits the post. And on the rebound it's another recovery tackle. Loco with the challenge. And it's behind for an in-swinging corner. Barthram's going to take it. Can he finally find a Torquay player? He does! He goes for a different route to Scrimshaw on the edge. And it was a good looking volley, but it went uncomfortably over the bar in the end. Mitch Walker with the clearance. Sokolic heads away. Foy's bringing the ball forward to Balling on the right hand side. But again, it's a poor pass and we've given it away. Brad Walker to Ollie Inca. He gets the ball forward. Naughty heads it as far as Scrimshaw. On the edge with the shot, but it's just over. And we're now going to go to an attacking formation. We're going to try and be more advanced tactically and get the ball forward a bit quicker. Effiong knocks it down for Brundle and it almost didn't matter as we almost went 3 behind. But with 20 minutes to go, it's still 2-0. We've got a swinger on the right-hand side. Walker knocks it down for Sullivan. O'Sullivan's put it over the bar. It looked easier to score. How on earth has he missed that? And now Brundle's put it into Allen, who just puts it wide. But how O'Sullivan missed that one, I don't know. We've had more clear-cut chances than them and wasted them. And unfortunately, if you waste chances at this level, you're going to get punished. It's Dover again coming forward on the right with Passley. Lewis finds Brundle. Brundle on the edge of the box has a shot. O'Brien tips it wide. And we're now going to go all out attack. Very attacking. And we're just going to see if we can get a goal back. If we lose 3 or 4, so be it now. Sokolic heads the corner away as far as Allen. Allen's bringing it forward again. He's got so much time. And the highlight ends as he's not closed down. Holman with the throw on the left this time to Effiong. It's still all Dover. Holman gets the ball inside to Lewis, who scored the first goal for them. Naughty out to Holman again. Brundle on the edge of the box has got time, and they're just playing it around us on the left. Easy triangles for them. Good old-fashioned football that, and we just can't compete. Considering that we've got the superior fitness here, you wouldn't be able to tell that. Walker clears it as far as Scrimshaw on halfway. He finds Ollie Inca, and can we finally make one count? Ollie Inca gets the ball out, and Dover have now had 3 clear-cut chances in this half, as Tyler gives them the ball again, and now they're in one-on-one. They're going to score, are they? O'Brien tips it wide, but Tyler's had an absolutely awful debut, and we've got to get some of these injured players back quickly, because we're really struggling without them. Don't forget we've got Mumba, Sendles White and Edwards John all injured, and we've also got White away on international duty. So we are a little bit short today, and with a couple of tired players such as Hume and Williams, we're really short of numbers. And it does show us that past our first 11, we're still pretty much a National League South side. We're just about into stoppage time, and we've just got to make sure we don't concede again now. Ball in, heads it away as far as Brundle. Brundle's got time again and Walker wins it back. He tries to get up to Foy. That's got to be a foul. Surely that's a foul. He's not got the ball. It's gone past them all. Passley goes back to the keeper, Mitch Walker, who's suddenly got a world-class touch. And he clears it long over halfway. FEO wins the flick onto Allen. Allen's bringing the ball forward, but O'Sullivan wins it. I can't believe that wasn't a foul in the middle there. Foy gets the ball to Scrimshaw. He finds Ollie Inca on the edge of the box, tries to get his first goal for the club, but puts it well wide, and that'll just about be that. We've only got 45 seconds left. Mitch Walker's not even time wasting because they're that comfortable. O'Sullivan wins the knockdown for Foy. Foy gets it out to O'Sullivan again and Berkovitz. Another heavy tackle from Passley, but this time he wins the ball and gets away with it. A long ball over the top which only finds Barthram. Another man who's had a poor game today, and even his set pieces have been diabolical as well. Walker switches it out to Berkovitz on the left-hand side. Big ball into the box, which Mitch Walker will claim comfortably. And with just 5 seconds to go, we know we're going to be defeated now. Despite it being a very even game, we've wasted our chances. Dover win 2-0. It's our first defeat of the season. They missed a penalty as well, don't forget. And we're going to tell them we're very unhappy with that performance. Perfect summary of the game. They struck lucky. That's all it was. It was an even game and one team got lucky. They took their chances and picked up the 3 points as a result. Barthram made his debut alongside Tyler. They were both very poor in all honesty, and they'll very much be backup players for the rest of the season. Let's go and look at the schedule. There's quite a few of the smaller games coming up. I know Boston and Macclesfield are two good teams, but we don't want to come back that quickly, so we will leave it a little while now. We may come back around the time of the FA Cup 4th qualifying round. If not, the double header I've got my eye on is somewhere in this three here between Stockport, Hartlepool and Barnet. Three bigger sides in this league. Probably the first two we'd go for, Stockport and Hartlepool. So you'll probably see us back for that one unless we get a big FA Cup tie. But that will be all for this episode. If you did enjoy it, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you think of our squad. And whether I've got a bit carried away based on that last defeat to Dover, or was it just an off day from a much rotated side? As you can see, our next game's live on BT Sport, so we've got to move to the Sunday for that one. But after that, it's a fairly normal pattern of Saturday, Tuesday for non-league football. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager content from this part of the Furniture series with Torquay United, as well as our other FM19 Journeyman story, The Head Coach, where we work under a director of football and have no say in transfers or contracts. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always, and we'll see you next time.